Tonight, MJ is with his mother for the second consecutive night after surviving this devastating fire just over a week ago.
Our Tony Atkins joining us live now from Highland Park. What are these new developments you've learned, Tony?
That's right, Shannon. Just a few minutes ago, law enforcement officials wrapped up their latest press conference. Robert Cremo now will be charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder. The first case of monkeypox may have been detected here in the county. Health officials say the risk to the general public remains low. Now we found some shelter here at a nearby bank, and we're also in the vicinity of an access point where we can get out of the way and get to safety if we need to. These protesters, thousands of them, took to the streets, circling the Capitol as they made their voices heard.
And you've been speaking with anti-abortion supporters. What is their take on today's landmark ruling?
Well, today they're celebrating, and not only celebrating, they're also mourning, they say, lives that have already been lost. Steve, this all being put on by Jackson's team, the Waukesha Blazers. And as you can see right here, you can see parents on each side cheering on their respective teams, but they're all here for the same cause. For example, this team right here is from Burlington. You can see sparks on the backs of each of their jerseys here today.
Tony, what can people expect along the parade route today?
I mean, a little bit of everything. You're going to expect a lot of people. We're going to expect parades, a lot of distinguished guests, vendors, and food. Now, what a difference 30 minutes make. There was really nothing out here about 30 minutes ago. Now we're starting to see some of these vendors begin to set up here along MLK.
7 months since the attack in Waukesha, one of the youngest victims is making major strides in her recovery. Tony Atkins caught up with Jessalyn Torres today and shows us her progress.
Lots of love for Jessalyn Torres these days. Though she plays tough for the cameras, she's been taking it all in since last November, where moments like these were nearly taken away. Last time we caught up with Jessalyn, she was using a wheelchair. She still fights to get back to a normal life and still has scars and issues with her back and trachea.
It took away a lot of the things that I can do in the summer, like tubing on the boat, or just like a lot of normal everyday movements.
Monday, Jessalyn and her family went to their first parade since the tragedy. Back to Main Street in Waukesha, a step in itself.
Our walk down to where we were going to sit, we had to cross the area where things happened, and, you know, as I'm standing there, it was just like everything replaying in my head over and over again.
Only to hear news of another parade attack just an hour away in Highland Park, Illinois. The remnants of innocent people fleeing, hearkening back to those harrowing moments in Waukesha just 7 months ago.
Now, the world and communities are feeling like they have to live in a state of fear, just walking out of their houses. It's not any way to live. This is not fair to anybody. None of this is fair. And my heart goes out to all those families. It really does, because I personally know how horrible this is.
As for Jessalyn, she's moving on, continuing to recover and refusing to let terror have dominion over her ability to enjoy her life.
Things happen, and sometimes very bad things happen, but I will recover one day and be able to do all the things that I want to do. That's just reminding me to push forward every day.
Tonight, MJ is with his mother for the second consecutive night after surviving this devastating fire just over a week ago. Physically, he's okay, but mentally, he suffers because he misses his grandmother, who remains in a coma.
You open it for you?
3-year-old MJ Cincinnati-Strunk at a young age is already a fighter and a survivor. 8 days after being pulled from a burning mobile home, he's back digging through a mountain of donated toys to aid him in his recovery.
I'm in this situation that never in a million years I thought I would have to be in.
As he played, I spoke with his mother, Noelle, who's happy to have her son home. Her mother, Elizabeth, though, remains in a coma and is also fighting off COVID-19.
We're getting a little bit better, but still ventilated. What, Papa? You come here? What's the matter? I know you want your Mimi.
The conversation overheard by 3-year-old MJ, who understands and feels the fear of losing his grandmother he affectionately calls Mimi. We paused our conversation for MJ.
How's this for you? Just seeing him in these moments.
I don't like it. He doesn't like seeing Mom cry, so that doesn't help. Come here. I know you want Mimi. Come right here, baby. I know.
Here it comes. Get ready.
As time went on, MJ opened up, thanks to all of his toys helping keep his mind off of a very heavy reality. For Noelle, she carries the burden of hope and prays to bring her household back together in full.
I want my mom, I want my family to be all in one household and not separated.
And after surviving this fire, Noelle says she has plans for both herself and MJ to get mental health counseling as they continue on with their lives. Reporting in West Dallas, Tony Atkins, TMJ4 News.
Today, the Lake County State's Attorney's Office has charged Robert Cremo III with 7 counts of first-degree murder.
Alleged gunman Robert Cremo III will face a judge for a mass shooting police say left 7 people dead and dozens more injured. Lake County State Attorney Eric Reinhart pushing for no bail, and if convicted, Cremo could face life in prison.
There will be more charges.
What went through your mind when you heard the charges coming and so on and so forth?
Pure sheer exhilaration, as horrible as that sounds.
The announcement praised by Shelley Sella, a parent who sprang into action Monday to save her daughter.
There is no parent on planet Earth that ever wants to get that call, ever.
As the alleged gunman goes through the justice system, Highland Park, the community, goes through stages of grief. A vigil at Highland Park Presbyterian Church, a moment of mourning and remembrance. Outside, therapy dogs.
We were part of the parade yesterday, and so we all ran, and it was hard.
Susan Bernberg and her boys Micah and Colby were also outside the church, selling snow cones to raise money to help.
We're more inspired to help because we're sad for the victims' families.
Tonight in troubled times, the helpers weren't hard to find, hoping to make things a little better in the days to come. What does it mean to do good in today's world?
Getting rid of what people have done that was bad.
It's such a simple but effective message. Now, for victims of this terrible tragedy, there will be a victim support center set up starting at noon tomorrow at Highland Park High School. For now, reporting in Highland Park, Illinois, Tony Atkins, TMJ4 News.